I pray. I pray, but I'm still struggling. Does God hear me? I tithe religiously, but I'm still struggling. Does God hear me? And then I read this book and realized maybe I wasn't listening.
Contrary wins. For those who want to give up but need to know greater is coming. Buy now on He Did Not Forget.
What up, y'all? So a lot of people have been asking me how to get their music on my brand Vile Hip Hop News. I think I got away. I'm going to start doing music video reactions for independent artists. If you're interested, email me at dlsmediainc1@gmail.com for details.
And you can feel it. I give him a little edge over those guys.
Yo, what's your thoughts on JJ Redick taking over for the Lakers? It's been a lot of debate about that. Obviously, JJ Redick is a very accomplished NBA player, but had zero experience as a head coach. And a lot of people had a lot to say about that. As a former NBA player, what's your thoughts on him taking over LA?
I mean, it's a hell of an opportunity. I tried to get that job too. I have actual coaching experience. I coached Division II girls for the last 9 years, well, 5-6 years, and then high school basketball while I was playing NBA. But I think it's a hell of an opportunity. This happened before. Nash came right out. Fisher came right out the league. They both coached right out the league. And this also happened with guys doing media and then getting into the league. I mean, it's a chess move. And I think people should take a page out of JJ Redick's book. You see what Earl Watson did. Earl Watson did the same thing. But he did it through a Wnba basketball camp. He had a basketball program, built up his credibility, became head coach with no coaching experience. So this has happened before, and it's just a hell of an opportunity. And I wish it was me.
Is it good or bad? The opportunity and just how not just him but other people got to the seat they're in through different avenues than a traditional. Is it good or bad?
I mean, if it was bad, my argument would be, other coaches should have had the opportunity. Now, if from a good perspective, you got to think about it. If you own a team and you're the GM, you do what you want to do. You're not doing what somebody else is telling you to do. And so, if I was in that seat, would I have hired someone I'm cool with, or someone that I feel like when I go on vacation, the team is going to run. So it's hard to say why that decision was made. Was it unfair? Is the argument that it could be unfair for some coaches that was there, like a Sam Cassell came up. I always put my name in the hat because I got actual coaching experience. I was actually publicly trying to get the job. Right. But it's just the right time. You got to be in the right time. You got to know the right people. I mean, it's a business. It's not, it's not like it's not only a game, and imagine, and I look at it from all perspectives because, like I said, I wanted that job also. I would have loved that Laker job. But, when you look at it, if you're a GM or if you're an owner, you're going to make the best decision for you. And who knows what the reason was. Right. I mean, JJ Redick built a great relationship with the right person. And, I'm a Laker guy anyway. So even though I was trying to get the job, as I didn't get that job, now I go back to supporting the Lakers, because I work for the Lakers. I do things with the Lakers. I got a lot of love for the Lakers. But, you can make an argument in all three aspects, good, bad, or was it unfair?
What's your thoughts on Bronny James? A lot of people feel like he may not be ready. And a lot of people say that, the only reason why he even got drafted was because his dad is LeBron. His dad wanted to play with him. Can we get your honest opinion on? Bronny?
No, definitely. I think, so when I was watching, I'm a fan of LeBron.
Right.
So immediately I'm caught up in the hype, right? Before people started really before the media started bringing light, like, oh, this is not fair or he's not ready. In my mind, initially I'm like, well, I can't wait to see Bronny play with LeBron. What I mean? That was my first initial reaction. And then as I'm watching Bronny play, I'm just thinking about, oh, wow, if he did this better, like he gonna be ready. So I'm looking at ways to just make it a positive. I never looked at ways to make it a negative or like he's not ready. But then as media started to talk about it, then I said, okay, let me analyze this. Right. So as I started to analyze it, for sure, I think if I could have played with my son, I would have did the same. You know what I mean? So as I don't really have an understanding or a perspective on the draft picks. I don't know who's number one. I know women's basketball. I can tell you female basketball. I can't tell you about college guys.
Okay.
I didn't even know anybody named that got drafted besides Bronny. But I knew all the first round, most of the first round picks of the women's basketball because I coach Division II women's.
Yeah.
You know, so but I think like yeah, maybe somebody else could have got that spot. You know, that's definitely a hell of an argument to make because you know there are even players that was a little bit upset that they didn't get that spot.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And is it fair? That probably not fair. You know what I'm saying? If that was the case, but like once again, is you know, is it a good move? It's probably a bigger move than if you was to bring somebody in there, even if they was better. You know, who's going to sell more jerseys? You know, bigger name. So it's like, yeah, is it fair? Probably not. Was it the right move? I mean, probably. I think in the end, it's going to be the right move. And I also think Bronny is a pro. I don't know what people are talking about. When you watch Bronny, you look at his body. I mean, I don't mean to compare him, but look at Eric Snow.
Yeah.
Eric Snow?
Yeah.
Eric Snow was a hell of a player. And I think Bronny's going to be better than Eric Snow.
Yeah.
No matter how, if he's not like an all-star type of player, he's definitely going to grow into an NBA player.
Play the NBA, that's fair. Absolutely.
Maybe not like he'll probably always get overpaid.
Right.
But,
Good perspective. Yeah.
Let's talk about the WNBA. My bad, I had a slight thought. Let's talk about the WNBA for a second because it seems like they're getting more attention from these superstars coming into college, going into the NBA now, or WNBA now than ever before. But will we ever see the numbers hit to where they can respectably say, okay, these women deserve this X amount of money? Because there's always this discrepancy on how much they get paid compared to the men. But then viewership and just overall support for the men's brand is more than it is for WNBA athletes. So what do you think about the WNBA brand right now in 2024? And will it ever evolve to where these women can start really getting compensated and looked at the way they deserve to?
Yeah, I mean, that's a great question. I love women's basketball. I coach women's basketball. And in 2018, even the brand behind me, we started out doing women's basketball. And you're talking about local women's basketball in Los Angeles, where it was influencers, but it wasn't that big. But I saw something in women's basketball because one thing I realized was, as I wasn't involved in the WNBA, which I would have liked to have been involved in the WNBA on the marketing side, not on the coaching or, well, if it's head coaching, yes. But and one thing I saw was, and I did a panel. I was in Saudi Arabia. I actually did a panel on this with some women that was leading NBA Africa, and they was asking the same question. And I said, women products don't support women's sports. This was before it got big. You know what I'm saying? Everybody's arguing about, women not getting paid the same. But hold on one second.
Right.
We just watching. We're not, I'm not cutting my own check, and I'm not cutting their check. Women products did not support women's sports. If you got women product, women are the biggest consumers in the world. So if for women products, and if you're a female founder and you own a women's product, you should be putting some of that budget into women's sports. That's the solution. Because if men, if women's, I think is 80% consumer, the women's, because they spend it on their child, they're spending on their makeup, they just love to spend.
Yeah.
If that's the case, and I think now you're seeing that, even if you look at the WNBA All-Star Game, you'll see cosmetics commercials now. You know what I'm saying? So sometimes I tell myself that I had a little bit to do with that, but now you're seeing the check is going up. You look at L'Oreal, you look at Chanel bags. Now a lot of these companies are owned by men, which is, if you're going to launch a women's product as a man, then you need to support the women movements. And I think that was the biggest issue. So from that perspective alone, and you look at Caitlin Clark, and you look at even the women, they just coming on the rise right now. I think you got to market them differently. You also can't market them like a man. You got to market a woman how she wants to be marketed. I don't know what she want to wear. I don't know what she want to say. But don't market her like an NBA player. Shaq is dunking over the rim. That's you're not going to see a lady dunking like Shaq. You're going to see a lady being a lady and doing what they do. Maybe it's politics, maybe it's swag, maybe it's acting. But they do bring a certain cachet because it's definitely coming across in the cash register. when they going shopping, right? So now I think now what you're seeing is that connection, and now you're seeing it making sense because before people was trying to make the argument they don't sell. But I love coaching women's sports. I coach women's basketball, and I turned down so many jobs for a volunteer job that I've been doing for free. I don't get paid. I love the women's game, and now it's kind of, for me, it's great to see. You know, I coach Cal State LA in Division II in Pasadena, California. You know, so come out to a game if you like. You know, we're trying to do our thing this year, but yeah, but I think the game is going to be incredible. Now, I also wish we could see. I also wish they should have leagues where you lower the rim, because I personally want to see women dunk. You know, I'm coaching women every day. I watch the women game and I watch the men's game. Right now, the 10-foot rim, I want to see dunks. And I hope that don't sound disrespectful. You know, luckily I coach women's basketball because it's justified. But you know, I would love to see a woman crossover, bang, right? You know, that would just be incredible. So I feel like there has to be some type of league, even if it's not the WNBA. There should be some league where the rim is lower, because I would love to see females dunk more often.
Well, the balls are smaller, aren't they? Balls. The
balls are smaller. Yeah, balls. The ball. They're actually they're I forget. Oh yeah, it might be 25.9. I think NBA is 28 or 29.
Okay.
So it is a little small.
Right.